Good evening, everybody. I'm just playing. Hey, y'all. Thank Bold Conference, Mr. LP, the MPN Network. I'm gonna let these ladies introduce themselves because boy, that back talk was interesting. So if you start right here and then go forward.
Sure. My name is Jasmine McCrawford. I am the Senior Marketing and Brand Strategist for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Duval Tabitha.
Hi.
You ain't have to bring it.
Oh, I didn't know the range. Hi, I'm Ashley. I am a business development manager, and I work with different ventures and startups out of New York City for Adventurous Jill Incorporated.
Okay. Miss Tabitha.
Normally, I would say I work at McDonald's, but I won't do that today.
Okay. Okay. Fair
I
enough.
I work in marketing and PR, focusing on like brands and visibility, and I am here today representing Sovereign Brands.
Okay. Sounds good. So am I still skipping that question?
You
Thank
can
Bo.
ask it. You can go
Okay,
ahead and
thank
ask
Bo. Like let's no, you know what? Let's take let's go another way. When somebody says thank Bold, what do you think about? What comes in mind?
Innovation and forward thinking and fearlessness.
Being a true storyteller, being authentic, and pushing the limits.
I think audacity. I think if you're going after anything that would feel like a big goal or a bold goal, you have some level of audacity going into that.
Cool, cool. So we have communications strategist, marketing developer, right? Those are
You summed it up.
Yeah, that's it.
I summed it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was good. That was good. So that takes a lot of bold effort to do. What kind of stifles that a little bit? I mean, because we can say thank bold all day, but we do have those moments where it's like, oh Lord, I don't know what's going on, or I'm kind of thrown off, whether it's life or even with the occupations that y'all occupy. So like, what are the things that kind of hinder those things? I think people need to hear that too, because people need to hear that. Like, what scares people, what makes them scary or fearful and all that stuff.
People's comfort zone is usually what prohibits that. A lot of people feel safe in the things that feel familiar or the things that they've done before or know are tried and true. But being bold and being audacious enough to push the limits requires stepping out of that comfort zone, doing something new, and doing things that may feel scary. So,
Okay.
I think in my space, it's mostly about focusing and decluttering the noise and being able to be super creative and also not easily influenced and understanding how to tap into your own inspiration so that you are creating something new and different that you know is bold and you know is original and unique without following the trend or keeping up with the pace of someone else. So you can have something completely and divinely original for you.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it has to be like education to me. And it doesn't always mean formal education, but just approaching life from a standpoint of always being a student. Things are always evolving and changing. And so if you position yourself where you're not absorbing information from any space, whether it's like an event like this, or just, focusing on finding information that can continue to make you a player in your space, that can hold you back. Thinking that you're larger than you are at a moment. I always try to remember to be a student first.
Yeah, I think education is. I know that's one of my goals. I set 2 years ago. I was like, with my company, with MPN and whatnot, like we need to educate people on like how the communication space works, how media works, how important it is, how informative it could be, and those type of things. So I've developed like tools to be able to educate. So it was good that you said the education part from the consumer part as well as yourself being like the student or whatnot. And I feel like for me, a lot of people think, oh, well, Al has it. Thanks, he got everything going. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like I put a lot of time in watching a lot of YouTube videos, watching a lot of people who I aspire to be just because I'm such a student. So I think that's very, 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 very important.
And I
So
just wanted to give you your flowers too, because you have done that.
thank
You
you. I
have done a
appreciate it.
great job in your space of not only educating yourself, but then reaching back and educating others. And if people don't tell you enough or show you
I
enough,
thank you. I
your
appreciate
impact
it.
is seen.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate
I
it.
think you're doing a great job with making sure that people are educated
I
in
just
this
don't think
space.
people would like the education part. Like I just kind of, how you watch other people just to see. I mean, not even watch, but how people present themselves. Sometimes it comes to you and you thinking like, where's the education aspect of this? Like, how are you going to like let me know how to like support you, or how, what is this going to do for my community? Like it's those type of questions I be thinking about. I'm like, well, instead of me complaining about it, let me just educate myself and then be able to like pour it out to everybody else. So
Pass it down.
pass it
That's
down.
something that I think that we're losing in the generations that come behind us.
Hmm.
They're quick with information, but not as quick with bringing other people to the table and passing it down. And so we have to remember that's a key part of it: the
Hmm.
partnership, the camaraderie, bringing people into your space, like these women.
Hmm.
You know, I, for me to move forward, I have to create relationships and create partnerships and make them organic. You know what I mean? Not going into it looking for something, but talking. Can we help each other? Can we push each other to the next level?
Hmm.
That's an important piece.
Good deal. I love it. So Jaguars. I know we sat on the panel a month or so ago, and we had this similar type of conversation. I
Yes.
feel like nothing. I mean, nothing has changed, or nothing will change. I think we still stand on the methods that we said, right?
Correct. I said what I said with my
Oh
chest.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Can we let's
Big
revisit that
chest.
for a minute? That the entrepreneurship and how important that is to like collab with people and really how to understand that thing. Like, can you share that a little bit?
Sure. So for our brand, the Jaguars, we are very focused on who our market is. And Duval County in Northeast Florida, Southern Georgia is a big part of that consumer base.
Hmm.
And coming to Jacksonville, coming to Duval as a transplant, it was important for me to understand who the movers and shakers were. And some of those are entrepreneurs, some of them are local podcasters and network developers, some of them are fashion designers, sneaker wearers, fashionistas, all types of things, chefs,
Hmm.
barbers.
Hmm.
So understanding who creates the community, understanding their impact, and telling those stories authentically so that our fans can resonate with them and understand that we celebrate them the same way you do.
Hmm.
We are the same community, we are the same team, we are the same organization, and we stand to represent the people of Northeast Florida. So for us, that was the big initiative and a big goal and a big objective. So being able to do that and hopefully continue to tell the stories of people from this community accurately
Hmm.
is the
Hmm.
goal of the organization right now.
Being a transplant. That's crazy because like I know a lot of, and I'm not throwing shade or anything,
Oh man, here we go.
but I'm just saying like for transplant people to come and be able to like understand the climate quicker than somebody that's been on every road that's grew up here and everything. Like I feel like when I see stuff like that, that says a lot. And I'm just like, we've been on these blocks, the same blocks. Why you not thinking like why are you still here? So as that baffles me a lot. But I appreciate people like you that nobody don't think about South Georgia when it comes to Jaguars. Like no, like of course we think about Duval, but we got people in South Georgia that will drive down here
40 minutes.
quicker than
Right.
somebody that probably didn't even across the bridge. Like for real, for real. So it's good that you tapped in on that.
Yeah.
So Miss Developer over here, let's talk about that real quick before we wrap things up. But the developing part, like I mean, that's very that's an intricate type of position to be, and for somebody to trust you to do that creatively and from an admin spot, correct? Like, because you share both of those spots
Yeah.
respectfully, right?
I mean, if you're talking about someone who's designed something creative as a startup or as an application or a company, and they're looking to get to the level where they're going to receive VC or, go the whole way to where they IPO, like they're trying to design something that's coming from their brain. And they're usually, in a certain position where it's starting with them and their team. And then, yeah, they're trusting you to figure out how to both harness their creativity while also know how to navigate the spaces that gets it to the next level, whatever
Right.
those goals are. So it's honestly really like hanging out with somebody and loving their dream the way they do, and then just making the right plays on their behalf, because it's a very emotional and intimate game. The startup and venture world is usually something that's near and dear to someone's heart if you're working with a first time, entrepreneur or creator. Sometimes you get in a space where it's someone who's a serial creator, so they kind of know the ropes better. But also from the corporate side, even if it's just expanding a new lane of business or starting a new, department, it's a creative space. And so it's just navigating what parts are creative and what parts require structure, and kind of letting that flow happen organically so that the business develops and flourishes into dollars.
It's very important because people are very emotional about their stuff, rightfully so, because they thought about it, they created. But somebody like you come in and just blossoms it up a little bit more, well, a lot more. Especially when you talking about VC.
It's really just like locking arms with somebody so that they're not alone. Right. That's really what it is, because you're going to bring them things that they need, but it's really the emotional journey of every day my life is changing from an idea that came from my head. And that's a heavy thing to do alone. And if you don't have a team, most people need to help even building that team, right, to take it all the way. And we see that with artists and in music. We see that in any situation where someone is starting something that was organic, but now has to put it out to the world. You really are just asking for someone to walk with you in that journey unconditionally. And that's what business development is seeing it through with you, no matter how the cookie crumbles.
Gotcha. So it's like is it a Olivia Pope type of situation?
Now, see, Olivia, season 1 or season like
which season? The kidnapping season.
She's more of a getter. She's more of like what you would call to get something done. I would say this is a more relaxed situation, right? Like when you as the entrepreneur think that things have hit the fan, I have been here before, so I'm calm. So it's really more of like giving you that balance when you're not sure what's really going on and you really want to attach emotion to it, versus like, okay, this is not the time to panic. This is the time to push.
Right.
This is who we need to call Olivia Pope now, because this is an Olivia situation. Like, who do we call and what type of resources do we use for this situation? And that's really what it is. It's just keeping a cool head and, a kickback, a calm demeanor, so that person is supported and their ideas are seen for what they have thought that they should be seen for. You get what I'm saying?
I love
Showing
it.
that vision.
I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I'm not going to hold these ladies too much longer. Can you please let the ladies know, let the people know where they can find you at, if you want to be found?
I was so happy for that. If you want to be found.
If you want to be found.
So my name is Ashley, and I represent Adventurous Jill out of Brooklyn, New York. And if you happen to be in Brooklyn, look me up in the yellow pages.
Well, Brooklyn.
You can find me at TIA Bankfield.
Indeed.
On Sundays in football season.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And we'll.
We about to be on the things about to start up now too, right? Because of draft.
Draft is April
up.
27th.
Oh, okay.
Daly's Place.
Okay.
7 p.m.
Go Jags.
You heard it. We rooting for the Jags this
There
year.
you go.
Yeah,
I don't have to be found.
You know how to be found? Okay, that's fine.
Not found.
That's
Olivia Pope.
If you need me, I will find you.
Put the bat sign out, like for Batman, and like we'll come flocking in.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I love it. But thank y'all so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having us.
Mr. Al Pete, Think Bold Conference, MPN Network. We out of here, y'all.